Welcome to The Hop. This is David Charles Allen, realtor at Village Properties in Santa Barbara, with my co-host, Patty Teal. How you doing today, Patty?
I'm doing great, David. The weather in Arizona is just ideal right now, but Sedona is very crowded, and I'm sure Santa Barbara is too.
Are you getting a lot of travelers coming through?
Yes, it's a real big spot for people to come from actually around the world. Sedona with its beautiful red rocks, but I know Santa Barbara is the same with the gorgeous ocean and mountains.
It is the same. I know we get a lot of travelers from LA, and I was actually hearing from a friend of mine that Sedona gets a lot of travelers from Phoenix, so it's pretty consistent.
Yes, it's similar that way.
So this week's weather for Santa Barbara, we have sunny skies in the high 60s to low 70s. Again, no huge swell to report, but there's always some fun wind swell to be had if you know where to look. So have fun and be safe out there.
I wish I knew how to surf better. I did stand up on a board one time. I might give it a try again.
It always takes one standing up and then you get hooked. You just have to stay consistent with it.
That's right.
So we'll continue with how the mortgage rates are performing as well. They actually went up again this week. So 3.375 for conforming 30-year fixed and 3.125 for non-conforming jumbo. Again, these rates always change, depend on your credit history and your down payment.
They do seem to be consistently and slowly rising. I guess we don't have a crystal ball and don't know if that's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, like kind of what we said last week, you don't really know what the interest rates are going to do. I know they're trying to keep them low, but how low is low? You just really don't know. Are they going to drop back to under 3? It's hard to say. It'd be better to talk to a loan officer to see what they're going to say about it. Like you said, we really can't predict what's going to happen. So this week, we'll bring up the statistics as well. We had 15 coming soon listings, 50 new listings, 8 price changes, 40 pendings, and 50 closed. So again, we had another week where we have more new listings than we do pending. So that's great to see.
Oh, that is good to see. Now, were those price changes price drops?
Yeah, so that was actually interesting. I was going to talk about the price changes this week. A lot of them were on the market for only a week and they ended up dropping the price. So like we've kind of been saying, people are just throwing out numbers and not really comping it on anything or making a comparison of what's been selling. Mm-hmm. Usually they're just selling anyway because the demand's so high. So this last week, we've had several that came on with a higher price than you expect. And within a week, they dropped the price $150,000 or so. That could be a sign that things may be slowing down a little bit in terms of demand, or it could just be those prices were just really too high to begin with. And once they drop a little bit, they'll get more action.
I do not have your expertise, but I have been watching a lot of videos. Do you think that people who took loan deferments and pushed back their payments until a later time, do you think when they have to pay that back that it's going to change the market?
You know, that's tough to say because some people had to pay it all at once. And then some loan, you can add it on to the end of your 30 years. So It's really tough depending which loan officer you have, when the payments due, and are they going to be forced to pay it all at once? You do have people that aren't able to pay their mortgage. That's usually a case where you can go into foreclosure where you're not paying your mortgage. But with the demand of the market being so high, you don't really see a home getting foreclosed on because they can just list it on the market and they'll be able to sell it and recoup their loan amount and more in addition to that. Problem we had back in 2007-8 was that when people fell behind on their payments, the market had dropped so much that they didn't have enough equity in the home to pay off their mortgage. So that's what caused the huge foreclosure rate.
Right. They were upside down. That makes sense. Well, it's such an interesting time. It seems to be happening all across the country. I know Florida house prices are up and there's multiple offers, many over the asking price. The same thing in South Dakota, Rapid City in particular, I know, Omaha, Nebraska. So it just seems to be everywhere where the prices are going up and people are able to sell their house very quickly.
For example, too, I had a friend of mine that purchased a home in Nashville about 8 months ago or so, maybe 10. She got it for, I think, around like 600,000. She moved out there for a couple months. She ended up realizing she didn't really enjoy it that much. So she put it back on the market recently and got multiple offers within the first week and sold for $750,000. She made 20% at least on the value of her home in the matter of 8 months or so, which is insane.
Wow, good for her. That's like a year's work or more, depending on what you do for your living. That's fabulous.
Yeah, so that just goes to show the market is just uncontrolled in a sense. And the buyers were coming from Seattle. They worked at Amazon and decided they can work from home now. So people are looking for that less city life, more rural. Being able to work from home totally changes the dynamic of home prices and where people are living.
Now, what about the big cities, David? Are they still seeing a surge in prices going up, or has it started to level off a little? I know places like New York City and perhaps Los Angeles, for a time, the values went down. Are they back up again?
I think people are buying back into the market just because they see long-term potential there. And if prices go low enough, people will buy back in. I think I brought up another story one time about someone up in San Francisco. They still had multiple offers on a place they're competing at, and it went way over asking. So it might have been slow for a while and a great time to buy, but I think it's pretty consistent that people are going to come in that have wealth and they are going to buy for long-term value, because over time you expect people to come back to those big cities and have that culture and character.
Yeah, that makes sense, David. Would you give your contact information?
Call or text me at 805-617-9311 or shoot me an email at david@davidcharlesallen.com, or go on my website, find out more about me at www.davidcharlesallen.com.
And you can also subscribe to your podcast, The Hop, and pretty much everywhere you like to listen to podcasts, Spotify. It's also on hub4podcasting.com. Just watch for The Hop.
Thanks, Patty. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Until next week. Bye, David.
Let's give it a go next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.